Hey everybody, this is Eric from Phone Scoop, and we're looking at the LG G2, the new flagship smartphone from LG. This is a direct competitor to devices such as the Samsung Galaxy S4 and HTC One. First, you can see the large 5.2-inch full 1080p HD display. It's an LCD screen that uses in-plane switching, and it stretches nearly side to side. You can see the bezel is barely existent at all. According to LG, it's only 1/10 of an inch thick. LG was able to accomplish this by changing the way the capacitive display accepts and receives input. It can receive input and connections at both ends of the display instead of just one end, and that's what helped allow it to create thinner bezels. The device is, of course, thin and light. You can see it's a slim profile. Software buttons on the front, 2-megapixel camera up there in addition to the earpiece. On the back, you can see one of LG's other innovations on this phone. You'll notice there's no buttons on either side. That's because the volume toggle and power key is here on the back. LG thought, after all its research, that most people hold the phone like this and thought that it would be a good idea to put the phone here. Most of the time this button works to raise the volume or turn the screen on and off. But when you're in other applications such as the camera, it can be used to fire off the shutter, especially helpful if you're taking a selfie, for example. The main camera here is 13 megapixels and includes optical image stabilization and, of course, a flash. It can record 1080p HD video. You can see we have a microphone up here. On the bottom, we have the mini micro USB port that also doubles as an HDMI out, and a 3.5mm headset jack, as well as stereo speakers. LG claims that the device can handle high-definition sound. We've got 5 home screen panels available on the front here. And LG's software customizations. Drag down the top there, you can see the standard notification tray. You can adjust the volume, you can adjust the brightness. We can go to the Q-Slide apps, and then we can also toggle on and off a number of the radios. The main menu is a grid that we slide side to side, and in traditional LG form, it's highly customizable. There are also plenty of widgets. Let's see if I can reach it there with my thumb. Plenty of widgets on board. So those are some of the basic features of the LG G2. There, you can knock on the phone. It'll do that. You swipe, and that's what will unlock the phone fully and take you to the home screen. Of course, there's a nice little animation there to show you. But the knocking feature is it's interesting. Here it's going through some of the features on this little demo here. Some points that I already covered. 2.26 quad-core processor from Qualcomm. It's an 800 Qualcomm Snapdragon 800 chip. Talking about the buttons and a sapphire crystal glass. Thin bodies, 8.9 millimeters thick. Not quite as thin as it could be, but still fairly thin. The knock-on feature to turn it on and turn it off. See, boing, and there it turns it on. Use your pattern to unlock it. Talks about the rear key for controlling the volume. Taking self-portraits, as I mentioned, and so on. Plug and pop. This is automatically brings up several applications such as the music player when you plug in a 3.5mm headset jack. That's pretty neat. Comes with headphones, I guess. Some nice headphones. Hi-fi sound, as I mentioned earlier. Supports 24-bit sound at 192 kilohertz. Text link will smart enough to see what's buried in a text message and bring it to the to the other applications, such as a calendar. So if your friend says, hey, let's meet at 11, it says that in text message, it'll automatically launch the calendar. And guest mode, you can give your phone to somebody else and have them only access safe apps. Kind of like kid mode on Windows Phone 8. Slide aside is another feature. This feature is used to access different applications. You can see that it has another remote, like on other devices, has an IR blaster, so you can control your stereo equipment at home, your home theater. It will act as a remote for multiple devices at once. It's a nice feature to have. It's one that we're seeing across many of today's high-end devices. VoiceMate is a voice search application similar to Siri or S-Voice on Galaxy devices. It's multi-point autofocus for the camera, which will help take sharper images. The camera also has optical image stabilization, which helps to take sharper pictures when the phone is moving around. There's a demo on screen so you can see a comparison of OIS versus non-OIS. I guess you can turn on a feature called Audio Zoom, which it's demonstrating here. So that is the LG G2. Coming to all 4 U.S. carriers in a few weeks ahead. Black or white. Pricing is yet